Isang malamig na araw po sa ating lahat. Ito po si Attorney Sparagosa for another week of interesting legal topics and issues. Ngayong araw po, ang topic natin is about kustodiya ng mga bata. Now, kailan po ba nagsiset in itong issue ng custody ng isang bata? Normally, sa pagsasama ng mag-asawa or yung mag-partner, yung custody ng child, considered yan as joint. So, both the parents shall exercise joint parental authority over the person of the child. The issue of custody sets in pag ang nangyari ay naghiwalay po ang mag-partner or mag-asawa. So, ano po ba yung sinasabi ng batas sa custody ng isang bata? Generally po, ang custody ng isang bata, if siya po ay may edad na 7 years pababa, yung custody niya shall be that of the mother. So, bakit po sa mother? Binibigyan ng consideration ng batas ang isang ina ng bata because sa rationale na walang sino mang tao, kahit pa ama ng bata, ang makaka-compare sa sacrifice na binigay ng isang ina sa kanyang anak during the months of her pregnancy. So, sa pag-conceive na sa child, mayroong 9 months na yung bata nasa sinapupunan niya po. At wala pong makaka-compare sa role na yon except sa ina lang. That is why kung meron mang separation, be it the parties are legally married or they are enjoying being in a live-in setting, still in case of separation and the child is below 7 years of age, his custody shall be that of the mother. Usually, pag nag-separate yung mag-asawa or yung partner, minsan yung mga grandparents or mga lolo at lola of either sides po, nag-i-intervene. So, nagpropose sila or nagsasuggest that yung bata doon na lang sa kanilang poder or sa kanilang custody. Minsan nga, the child is forcibly taken away from the parent in case of separation. Now, what is the rule for this? Meron bang parental authority yung grandparents over the person of the child in case of separation? Generally po, if both mother and the father of the child is still alive, then we need to follow the proper hierarchy sa custody of the child. So that is, if the child is below 7 years of age, automatic sa mother. So, let's say that the mother is rendered unfit by the court na magsuporta sa bata. So, saan siya pupunta? Hindi po diretso po sa grandparents as believed by many. Because yung authority ng grandparents over their grandchildren or their apo is only substituted authority. So So, inuulit po natin, only substituted parental authority, yung authority ng mga grandparents over the child. So, we need to follow the proper hierarchy sa kustodiya niya. So, question. What if yung partners are not yet married, tapos nagkaanak po sila ng isang sanggol? Then, it so happened that conflict arose between them and they cannot resolve anymore the personal issues. Then, they decided to separate. Saan po pupunta yung custody ng bata? So, in this case, considering that the parents are not yet married, the child is considered as illegitimate. So, custody over the illegitimate child shall be automatically sa mother po at hindi sa father ng bata. So, mangyayari lang po yun na yung father ng illegitimate child magkakaroon ng custody sa kanya if meron po siyang final na petition for custody or sa court or visitation rights. Kung wala po yun, automatic po pag illegitimate child and she or he is less than 7 years of age, automatic po sa mother or sa ina niya. So, we are talking about ang bata 7 years and below, yung custody niya sa ina niya or sa mother niya. What about if the child is 7 years and up? Let's say 8 years old pataas. So, the same pa rin po ba yung rule natin as to his custody? Hindi po. Yung rule natin dito is that the court will consider the best interest of the child. Kung saan po ba niya gusto talaga, doon ba sa father niya or sa mother niya. So, in a sense, the court will let the child decide kung saan po siya. But considering that of the child's tender years, even if 8 years old siya pataas, he is still considered as minor, the court will intervene. So, i-analyze ng court yung circumstances bago niya i-award yung custody sa either parent ng bata po. So, going back, so since the custody of the child, whether illegitimate siya or legitimate ba siya, basta 7 years and below yung edad niya sa mother, so meron po bang mga circumstances of which yung custody ng isang bata hindi binibigay sa kanyang magulang? Meron pong grounds, but still this exception is subject to compelling reasons only. So, compelling reason meaning mabigat na circumstances that would render the court decide na yung bata hindi niya i-award dun sa mother ng child, because to award the child's custody sa mother might endanger his welfare and prejudice the best interests of the child. So, number one ground would be neglect. So, if yung mother ng child, isang pabayang ina, hindi niya talaga inaako yung responsibility of being a mother. Let's say, hinahayaan niya yung bata na magtrabaho sa sarili niya. And hindi talaga siya nagko-contribute. So, bali parang nabaliktad. So, the child is now working for the for the mother instead that the mother will will work for the best interest of the child. So, in that way, pwede pong i-award sa father yung custody ng bata because of the mother's neglect. So, second is abandonment. If yung ina ng bata during their pagsasama ng kanyang partner, bigla na lang pong nawala. So, kahit pa bigla na lang po siyang nawala and she never came back. She did not bother to communicate with the father. So, in that way, abandonment sets in. So, even if the child is below 7 years of age, his custody shall be that of his father. Kasi may abandonment na po. Unemployment and immorality. So, unemployment being kahit po sa exhaustive na efforts na ginawa ng mother, ay hindi po talaga siya makakita ng trabaho. To the effect that the mother already call it quits. So, hindi na lang talaga siya nagtrabaho. When in fact, pwede naman siya maghanap ng iba. So, if this unemployment issue ng isang ina aabot sa point na napaka-serious na po na napabayaan na niya yung welfare ng bata, then yung custody ng child shall be awarded to the father. Ito namang immorality, we need to qualify this because in one Supreme Court case, ang sinabi po ng Supreme Court doon na kahit po yung isang ina ay nagtatrabaho bilang isang prostitute, it doesn't mean that his child is tatanggalin na yung kustodiya sa kanya. No, hindi po ganon. Because ang rationale ng court is that pwede po tayong maging masamang asawa. But it doesn't mean na masamang asawa tayo po ay masamang magulang. So, ito po yung contention ng court. So, kahit po na prostitute siya, but during the day, mahal na yung anak niya and that she endeavored not to expose the child from the consequences of her work, let's say sa prostitution. Basta yung gusto lang niya is that makakuha siya ng pera sufficient to support the daily needs of the child. So hindi po mawawala sa kanya yung kustodiya ng bata. What the court is talking about this immorality is that yung anak niya, ini-expose niya sa mga immoral activities. Let's say, considering na prostitute yung mother, he is now encouraging the child, or since 7 years of age, medyo wala pa talagang ini-expose niya sa mga taong the same din ang undertaking sa buhay. Let's say, during the night time na mag-duty siya, dinadala niya yung bata sa club. So, mali na po yun. So, ini-expose na niya yung child sa isang environment that would prejudice the child's welfare. Especially yung psychological and social na life ng bata. So, in that case, pwede pong kunin sa kanya yung custody ng bata. Habitual drunkenness. So, pag yung ina po, pag yung ina hindi nakokontrol yung pag-inom niya. So, yung pag-umaga niya, beer or Red Horse, Yung lunch, be Red Horse. Dinner, be Red Horse, the same. Balik-balik. Yun talaga yung parang naging hobby na niya. Tapos nakakalimutan na niya yung alagaan yung bata. Naging habitual drunkard na siya. So, hindi na po pwede yung bata sa kanyang puder. Kasi masisira yung life ng bata pag ganun yung isang magulang. Drug addiction.